Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms. I'm joined here by superfan Devin Circus and Jake Circus of the Jake Circus podcast, and this is the Week 8 preview of Jungle Talk. Yeah, and we got a little Animal Planet live in the background with the dogs behind Devin, so you get that as an extra added bonus. We don't charge extra; it's allo includo. So before we get started, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. Support the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Helps us out with the YouTube analytics. And if you hit the bell, you'll know when we get our episodes up. We're shooting early today because we have some scheduling issues, but please support the channel. It's all we ask. And Jake, tell them where they can find your stuff. You do some great podcasts. So
yeah, Jake Circus podcast on Spotify. We're going to 3 episodes a week now. We just brought back the gambling show. That'll be on Tuesday afternoons. Go check out the Week 8 one. It's up on Spotify.
there you go. Yeah, we went 1-1 last week. I think the Maryland was a good pick. All right, so you know what? I had one observation that kind of came to me today when I looked at the record of the Eagles. Okay. These teams are very similar. The one glaring difference is that in the three close games the Eagles played, a couple of them were very ugly. You've got this 15-12 against the Saints. They prevailed in their games where we did not. We lost all three, talking about New England, Kansas City, and Baltimore. So, I mean, other than that, both teams started off kind of slow defensively or starting to get healthy, and both teams have gotten look good in the last few weeks, but they've been against lesser teams. I think the Eagles have beaten what was their the three teams they've
Cleveland 2 weeks ago, Giants
Patriots,
last
Giants,
week.
Browns has been how they've gotten fat. And obviously we played Carolina. The Giants are a common
They
team,
beat
so that's kind of what I
and the
see.
Browns.
What's that?
Both of these teams' last 2 wins have come against the Giants and the Browns.
Right,
Yeah.
Browns.
So you
The
have
last 2 weeks.
And not a single win over in all four of those games were convincing.
yeah. So like I said, I kind of see this. That's like the major difference. We could easily have two more wins. If we had gone 2-1 in those games, these teams would have, essentially the same record. So it's just kind of, I just saw that parallel between us and that was so
And Mark,
I thought I'd start us off with that.
Mark, I'll take it one step further. And both teams, excellent quarterback, two top-tier receivers, Devontae Smith and T. Higgins are always talked about with Jalen Waddle as the top number 2 receivers in the league. And both have had good defenses in the past and started off very, very poorly. And both teams have got the defenses going in the last couple of weeks. And surprisingly, in a couple of those games, the offense wasn't cranking when the defense was cranking. So I had similar comments coming into this. Very, very similar teams right here.
What did you call Jalen Hurts?
What's that?
What did you call Jalen Hurts?
A good quarterback.
The E word?
You may have
said
said
excellent.
No, he might have said elite, but that's, you know what? Listen, both Burrow and Jalen Hurts got their teams to Super Bowls. They didn't win them, but they both got their teams there. And to me, that winning playoff games and getting to the dance, and both teams had chances to win their Super Bowls. Very good chances. So, you know what? I don't have a problem with if you use the E word, because to me, that's what you're looking for as when you're trying to say, hey, is this quarterback better than the other ones? Can they win in crunch time? Can they take the team? There have been games where Jalen Hurts has put the team on his back and won the game for them. And Burrow has done the same thing. So I could see the comparisons there.
But Dan Marino's still a top 5 quarterback, even though he's never been to a Super Bowl, and Jake doesn't like him.
He has one of the most, just to segue real quick, he has a classic interview where he talks about, I think he got the Super Bowl in his second year. And
Rookie, I know exactly where you're going. I quote it all the time. Yep.
He said, I thought I'd just be back again and again and again. And he never even smelled the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't even know that they got to an AFC championship after that. I don't think they did.
Totally took it for granted and admitted it.
Didn't savor it.
I think he said it's his biggest regret in life.
Yeah. Just didn't. appreciate everything that has to go right, health wise, schedule wise, all that stuff to get to that game.
Yep.
So it's obviously we're fans. We don't just watch Bengals stuff. We watch football. I mean, we live and breathe it. So the three teams that have done that they played that were tough put up some really good numbers on the Eagles. So that's why I mean, we're kind of jumping around on the good and bad. We're just kind of all over the place today, but that's okay. That's the way the show goes. It's organic, so we just kind of go with the flow. But the better teams that they played have put up 400 yards of offense. Tampa Bay put up big numbers on them. So I like our chances here. Jordan Love put up numbers on them.
The concerning thing on that is their defense was pretty unhealthy to start the year, and they've been getting healthy. I think Jake, you and I were talking about that last week. I got the injury report up here. They're relatively healthy. Both their core, Darius Slay was just rest, so he'll be fine. I don't know anything about Eli Ricks, limited participant yesterday. Saquon was limited. That's just a veteran rest Wednesday. Mekhi Becton is in concussion protocol. Dallas Goedert didn't play last week. Not sure if he'll clear protocol.
Right.
But they're relatively healthy, and there's questions on that defense, but it's gotten healthy and was pretty good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but once again, it's just like us. It's been against lesser teams.
Absolutely.
That's the thing is teams, both teams have gotten fat.
It's not hard to make Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson look bad.
Right. Right. Well, it's funny because I look back on you think about week 1 and the Cowboys look like they had this dominant defense because they just manhandled Deshaun Watson. And how did that age? I mean, now you see that it was the Browns, not this Cowboy defense. So it's kind of, the opponents, like I said, Browns and Giants, we both have wins against them. So it's not, this will be a good test, to see where we're at, because this is a game, and we need the game a lot more than the Eagles need the game. The Eagles could lose this game in weather.
Both teams need it. The Eagles have the Commanders breathing down their neck in that division. But yeah, I mean, I think that's fair that the Bengals.
We're more desperate, I think, is the word I was probably looking for, because you need every win. But this is our chance to get to 500. I mean, we get a reset, button here, on getting back to the Mendoza line there. So
yeah, and then you get Vegas next. You get Vegas next week. This is exactly where we thought we'd be after the Baltimore loss. That's why that Baltimore loss was so killing. We knew that we were going to get them back a few weeks later. We get them on a short week in 2 weeks, but yeah, we expected to win both games on the road these last 2 weeks, and I said we'd be favored against Philly at 3-4, and here we are. I don't think this Philly team's very good. I think that there's a defense that they're starting to figure it out under Vic Fangio in his first year. But I think the offense certainly has its deficiencies. They're injured on the offensive line. They got our old friend Fred Johnson going to block Trey Hendrickson on Sunday, so that's a fun matchup in our favor.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because my lot is still on IR. I don't think he's back. He could be back until next week or the week after. Yeah, and they got some interior guys banged up with Becton. But yeah, that's the matchup is Fred Johnson against Trey.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize they moved Becton inside. He's been playing guard for them all year.
Yeah, he's been very good.
Yeah, so they have Saquon, but Saquon's coming off this big emotional game. We went back to New York and basically just single-handedly beat the Giants. There's got to be an emotional letdown this week, after the Giants game. I don't know, but
I don't know about
but Barkley's their big. I mean, we have to do to Barkley what we did to Derrick Henry.
Yes.
Absent the last play of overtime after we missed the kick. I don't really count that because the team took the field thinking they were never going to have to take the field again. They expected Money Mac to make it, and that would have been that. And they go back out there in the first plays that run to Henry. But you take that out, we controlled Henry. We kept him in check. So we need to do the same thing with Barkley this week. We actually have to
Yeah,
put together this.
the problem is Lamar threw for 400 yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns, and they've got elite on both ends of the field at receiver.
Yeah.
So if we sell out with 8 in the box, I'm very concerned with our corners on Brown and Smith.
But
They're
we're
not going to sell
healthier on
out
defense that
for
we
the
were.
run.
We're healthier on defense than we were against
Absolutely.
the Ravens.
Absolutely.
So, did you see the game balls
Absolutely.
given out? They gave him out Sheldon Rankins because he got his first sack, got a game ball. Geno Stone because he got his first interception. I mean, it was just the game balls given
Hubbard,
out.
his first career interception.
So, was that his first career?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I figure, you know what? I just somehow I assume all these DBs, especially the veterans that we trade for, or
No, Hubbard's first
Hubbard.
career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hubbard got his. Yeah. You know what? Because the one against Miami was a fumble recovery. The one that was his first TD. That was I think
Yeah.
a strip sack. He scooped it up and ran with it. Because I was thinking
Yeah.
about that, but yeah, I guess that wasn't an interception. So
Yeah. Hey, I want to go back to one thing you said a little bit ago, Mark, is, obviously, I don't know if backs against the wall, but when you were talking chance to get even, this is a key game in the segments of the schedules and how the rest of the season goes. And I was thinking about this earlier in the week. I really think this game is in a very similar situation in the schedule and on the season to where, and against a quality team to where we were against San Francisco. That San Francisco Buffalo stretch, was that last year or 2 years ago? Now I'm completely blank. It was last year, right? When we had to when we went into San Francisco and absolutely dominated them, and then dominated Buffalo the next week and got everything back on track. And then Burrow got hurt. But this is a game where you look early in the season before the schedule starts, and regardless of what happens, Philly, that's going to be a tough one relatively early, right around the halfway point. And now, due to early season failures, it's a critical game.
oh, yeah.
And team got healthy. Team's done some good things. Both sides of the ball have gotten better. This is the, pull it out and show them what you got type of game for Burrow and the boys, and need them to, let's hope they do it.
Yeah, no, this is and we haven't even won a home game yet. I mean, all three of our wins are on the road. So, I mean, this is time. We gotta win our first home game and get a string going here. So they've been on the road for 2. We're at home for the next 2. So we got to punch both of these tickets. I mean, this is important to do that. So
got the white going. We're undefeated in white.
there you go. So yeah, I saved my white jersey. I just threw on the Super Bowl chase shirt, but I'll saving my white jersey for Sunday's victory show. Okay, I'll give you a preview of where I'm going with my prediction. But
I've got another white I can break out Sunday, and if we lose because of Zach Taylor ineptitude, Jake and I will have a surprise for you on Sunday.
Okay, there you go. I have 2 white jerseys. One of them is Burrow. The other one is one I use. It's my when draft bust. I break it out like on the show if I don't like during the draft because it's a price. Yeah, it's a price jersey. So it's there are.
I might need to break out my retro white jersey for you, Mark. I haven't worn that for you yet.
What's that? What's your retro? I have an Anthony Munoz. I do have a it just doesn't fit me right.
I have the old Color Rush that's just white and black. Boomer Esiason.
Okay. All right. So there you go. So our injury report, I've heard good things. First of all, Orlando Brown was limited in practice, but I had heard that neither injury was a major injury. So even though
we got really lucky
in practice, what's that?
We got really lucky because at the time
of
the game, I thought Brown was going to miss multiple weeks with a knee, and Geno Smith looked really bad and was taken off on a card. I mean, I think everybody was shocked. What did I say?
Smith.
Oh, that's the quarterback. He's not on
okay.
We know Stone.
Yeah. So I figured rather than having somebody in the comment say something, I'll just catch you right away.
My bad. It's early. Haven't had
no.
Listen, my walk with the dogs.
It's 8:30 in the morning here in Los Angeles. You're in Arizona. We haven't had obviously Thursday's practice numbers, but from what I've heard, both guys are going to play. So that means that we're relatively healthy. Chris Jenkins was a full practice. Hendrickson was a personal. He's playing. So,
That's a
you know,
veteran rest day.
both teams are they're a little more beat up on the offensive line, but both teams are coming in. Like I said, their defensive players have come back. So like I said, we're similar teams in who we've beaten. The biggest difference is they pulled out their close games, you know, and we didn't. That's the biggest difference in the records. Other than that, the teams are really similar. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And
So
I think I saw, maybe we save this for predictions, but that's not really a prediction. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw the last two times or two of the last three times we've played the Eagles, the game has ended in a tie.
we definitely had the tie because that's the famous Donovan McNabb
Donovan McNabb, I
that
didn't
I
know the
didn't even
rules.
know you could tie. It's like, don't you
I
know
was
the
just about
rules?
to ask if that was it. I thought it
That was
was.
one of them. Yeah. So I don't remember. Did we tie them more than once?
We tied him in 2020. That
Wasn't
was the
that
one
the
that I
game in the
remember.
pouring rain when it rained the whole game?
I'm trying to remember.
That might have
I'm
been the
only
Washington
remembering the
tie.
McNabb probably because of the comment, but um that was the bonehead thing. Don't get up there and pretend like you don't know the rules to the game. It's like
Yep.
you've been playing it your entire life.
Well, I don't know if I'd put it past him that he did know. I think he might not have known.
Well, you know, I always use McNabb as the example of why Andy Reid is a great coach because he took Donovan McNabb and how many playoff appearances did they have? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like McNabb went to three other teams, Minnesota, Washington. I'm trying to remember but nothing. And it was just like it was all Andy Reid. I mean, he
Yeah.
really is that good. He could take, you know, heck, he took who was the guy they traded to Arizona, the backup that it was like lipstick on a pig. I'm trying to remember, but they traded him to Arizona. Wiesenhunt made the big trade to get him. It was the backup on the Eagles, and he was nothing. And I said, it's Andy Reid. He
Mm.
made this guy look great. And so they traded for him. I can't remember who it was. It was a nothing quarterback, but yeah, lipstick.
And I
When they
still think,
made the
and I still
trade,
think, and I still say Terrell Owens deserved a Super Bowl ring for playing on a broken leg.
there you go. So, but no, I remember when the trade happened, and I said that's putting lipstick on a pig. Andy Reid just put lipstick on a pig and traded him to Arizona. So, somebody in the comments, somebody knows the quarterback I'm talking about. Put it in the comments because it's and then you guys will read it and go, "Oh yeah, that's what it was." So, but
You talking
that's
about
why
Matt Barkley?
no, it wasn't
You're not talking
Barkley.
about Matt Barkley.
It was a short last name. I can't remember. Cobb.
Kevin Cobb? Kevin
Yes, Kevin
Cobb?
Cobb.
Kevin Kolb.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there it is. Yeah. And I remember when the trade happened, I was golfing with some people, and I said, "Oh my gosh, that Arizona just way overpaid for this guy." Andy Reid put lipstick on a pig and traded him to the Cardinals, and yeah, he never panned out. So you know, that's one of those. Once again, smoke and mirrors. Andy Reid elevating the player he had. That's
He's going to go
McNabb
down as
approved
the
of that.
best coach ever when it's all said and done.
He's listen, when you fire your coach and in less than 24 hours he has another job, you start thinking about it. I mean, he literally was on a plane meeting with the Hunt family. They didn't leave him let him leave town. That deal was done that day. I mean, and when that happens, you kind of go, wait a second, you know. It all
Could we
worked
make
out
a
for the
mistake
Eagles. They
here?
got a Super Bowl, so you know, maybe they wouldn't have that. Andy Reid couldn't get over the hump, but yeah, I agree.
There's
So we segued way off this
Univers-
game.
University of Arizona alum Nick, oh my God, Nick Folk, not Nick Folk, that's the kicker.
Foles.
Nick
Foles.
Foles,
Foles, yes.
University of Arizona alum, starting quarterback MVP.
There you go. So
There's not a lot of colleges that have a Super Bowl MVP.
that's true. That you know,
That
there's
really,
a finite amount of them. So all right, well, we've been meandering all over the place. We might jump into predictions, get back to this game. So it was so if we want to do who wants to go first?
but we got to stay in the same order. We got a 2-game winning streak
There
going.
you go. Okay, so that's Devin, Jake, me.
Yeah.
All right.
So I am stuck on this similarity to the San Francisco game last year. This is the wake up, it's time to go, boys game. and I think we absolutely smack them. I think we come to play. I think there's a huge home field advantage. I think we jump on them early. I think we stay on them. A late touchdown makes it almost look respectable. I've got Bengals 31-20.
Okay. I kind of have a similar thought pattern, but go ahead. Jake, what do you got?
I think the Bengals are better. I think that when you look at it, you can be like, oh, well, the Eagles blew out the Giants and the Bengals didn't. I don't know if that really matters. Yeah, I think the Bengals are better here. I think that they're going to be able to stop the run. I don't trust I don't trust Hurts in the spot on the road. Um, 24-17 Bengals.
Yeah, I had a similar score. My thinking was I thought we put together a defensive game plan even better than Baltimore because we've got better bodies in the middle now. But I have it as 28-20 and a late score. I think we get ahead by 2 scores. I think we keep that 2 score advantage the rest of the game. And I think Chase Brown is a big game. I think we run the ball more. And I think we control it. I think this is a game we can't. We're not going to drop another one at home. I really
Don't lose to Nick Sirianni on the hot seat. Don't lose to Nick that because we
Yeah.
know that Taylor's not getting fired. This guy's getting fired. Don't lose to him.
right.
Cannot
Well,
lose
this
to him on the way out.
this but yeah, I kind of have the same kind of feeling. So I just think we put together a game where we this is that week. This is that week.
This is the week that the Bengals need to send notice to the rest of the league that basically says, screw you, or we haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
We give you some false hope the first couple weeks. Screw you. Here we are. To quote, I'm struggling today. The old Jets coach. We are who we thought we were.
Yes,
I'm kind
that's
of
right.
combining it, but
You know, they have a chance to be in the same spot as they were last year going into that Thursday night game against Baltimore. The same exact spot. They were on a big winning streak after beating some good teams. And with the Bengals would have won that game if Burrow didn't get hurt. And now they have a chance to be in literally the same exact spot going into that Baltimore game with Vegas next week. So
Right.
let's do it.
Okay. All right. Jake, you got a couple college picks for us this week?
Yeah, let's roll with you know what? I'm gonna give out three because one of them is tomorrow night. I love it. I think UNLV beats Boise, kind of
whoa.
shake up the college football playoff picture.
After it got
Ashton
shaken up
Jeanty
last
Heisman.
night too.
I've said it for 3 weeks. If you have an Ashton Jeanty Heisman ticket at over 20-1, cash it out right now. Because he's gonna get shut down tomorrow. This is the first real defense he's played.
Like
Boise's quarterback's not really any good either. North Texas plus 7.5. Good American matchup at 9 a.m. on Saturday. And then UCF money line, whatever you can get it at.
There you go. All right.
Hey,
I like
Mark,
all of those.
before-
And I like having a Friday night game in there, because you can start your parlay, and get one in the books. And then, so, no.
Well, Mark, I would actually, I know you're a teaser guy. I would actually advocate for a teaser up to 9.5 for UNLV. Maybe you can get a 10 there. Because I think that game's going to be close. I think UNLV's defense is really, really good. And they can kind of limit the scoring on Boise's side. So normally don't advocate for teasers with high totals, but I think this spot is okay there.
Right. I had Maryland on a teaser last week, and I was never concerned. So there's something about saying, you got Maryland getting points, and then you add a touchdown to it. It's like, okay, if you think the game's going to be close, or you think the team's suspect in terms of giving up leads, like USC is, it makes it like I said, never worried. I actually really like the Vikings tonight. I think the Rams
I do too.
are right for the pick.
Oh, wait. Sorry. No, I like the Rams tonight. Sorry.
I like the
Against
Vikings tonight. I think the Vikings bounce back. I think Flores has that team ready, and I think Cooper Kupp, they'll limit how much if he how much he plays, because I think they're going to trade him. So we shall see. But
No, I don't think he's going anywhere.
well, we'll see. But well, I'm actually. Go ahead.
Did you guys read James Rapine's article yesterday?
No, what did he say?
It made a wonderful case for why the Bengals should trade for Cooper Kupp.
I'll
Hmm.
have to let James know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't. I
He
don't.
knows it was for clicks, but I will say he did a really good job making it make sense.
Okay. Well, that's more than we could say for a lot of the ESPN guys like Stephen A. Smith and stuff. When they take a position of something that we think is not going to happen and they don't make a case for it, it's when you realize they've just been handed the position to argue, you know.
Like the reports of the Bengals trading for Myles Garrett.
Oh yeah, that's
That makes sense.
so yeah,
That was
because
that
he's
a
so
real thing?
healthy right now too. He'd be an immediate impact with his bad feet and everything. So I like
I saw
Myles Garrett.
down there today.
I think he's got a good motor. I think I do like Myles Garrett as a player, but you know,
So does Mason Rudolph.
so yeah, exactly. I will never forget the helmet. Just being swung around. That's one of those moments that they'll talk about in 20 years. So there'll be the pictures of Mason Rudolph with the sweat flying off his head as the helmet's hitting him,
How
during
about how
Halo.
about the next year when similar play and the helmet was on the ground and Mason Rudolph went to grab it and reports were that he was just going to hand it back to him and then whoever they were playing teammate walks over and rips it out of Garrett's hand as if to say you're not doing that again.
Mm. So no classic. So all right, well, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. Support the channel. By fans for fans. That's what it's always been. And Jake, tell them where they can find your stuff.
Jake Circus podcast on Spotify, 3 episodes a week, NFL, college football, NFL gambling show on Tuesday afternoons. Go check out the one from week 8.
All right, excellent. All right, and we will be back right after the Eagles game. We got moved to the morning slot, didn't we? We were in the
Yes.
Yes.
we're in the afternoon. They moved us down into the morning slot, so we'll be back. We'll be on right after the game on Sunday with the recap. And I'm with that. I'm going to say, "Hoot, everybody!" Oh, and go Dodgers! The World Series,
Yes,
Dodgers. Yankees.
sir.
Oh, are we? Are we doing the? I want to know. Are we If you do it, put a Zoom link in, or the YouTube link in, so we can.
The
In the
question I
comments.
have for you, have you seen what's going on Friday night in LA, Mark? What are you've got to be in attendance somewhere.
Everything is going on Friday night in LA. I'm going to Electric Light Orchestra at the Kia Forum, but there is something
I
in
knew you'd be
literally
somewhere. I knew
every
you'd be at
venue.
one of those events.
What's that?
Uh,
Yeah,
I knew you'd be at one of those events.
yeah, there is something
By the
going
way,
on.
how about now Rutgers? Rutgers plays at the Coliseum. This is the second game Rutgers has played on a Friday night on the West Coast this year. Neither of those teams, Rutgers or USC, have won a game since September 28th.
So there's a huge concert at SoFi, some Latin thing. Then there's David Gilmour's at Intuit. Electric Light Orchestra's at Kia. The Dodgers World Series is going on. I mean,
The Lakers,
and,
SC, and by the way, at
and
SoFi.
Imagine Dragons is at Hollywood Bowl to
Oh
add
my
more
God.
traffic to everything else that's there.
But what the other one people don't realize is it's not a concert at SoFi. It's the Roosevelt versus Garfield high school football game. There
Right.
will be 25 to 30,000 people at that high school football game.
Yeah. No, like I said,
There's a high school football game at SoFi.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
game's at the Coliseum every year. It's like 100-year rivalry. It's 20, 30,000 people go to this game at the Coliseum. They moved it to SoFi because of the SC game. And oh, by the way, Mater Dei Bosco, 2 of the top 10 teams in the country in high school, are playing in Anaheim.
Yeah. Traffic's going to be absolutely insane, whether you're west side, downtown, whatever it is. So I'm getting an early start, but it's
And the Lakers. I don't even think we said the Lakers are home.
yeah. No, we didn't bring in the basketball, so it was like, no, it's insane.
It's October.
I
Who
mean,
cares?
it's when you look at just the concert schedule, I mean, when you have David Gilmour, Electric Light Orchestra, and Jeff Lynne Electra, and Imagine Dragons are all at venues on the same day. So
And then you throw in Dodgers,
and you go to the
Lakers,
World
SC,
Series. Yeah.
and a monster high school football game.
It's like I said, it's crazy. So I'll be in traffic, but it'll be good. We'll be here right after the game, the recap. I'm interested. We could talk World Series because we'll have a game under our belt. But the second game is what, Sunday night?
2. We'll
Saturday
be
night.
2
We
in
got
Friday,
2.
Oh, so
Saturday.
it's back to back. Okay, so yeah, there you go. So we'll have 2 in. So someone will be happy.
Yeah, we'll have
You guys
to.
will be indifferent because you split. We'll see. So I'm on the
We'll,
over.
we'll have to preview on Sunday after the Bengals win. We'll have to preview whether or not Walker Buehler can avoid the Dodgers falling behind 3-0.
Yeah, well, I have been riding the baseball over forever. So I'm on the over again. So all right, Devin Johnny, he needs his nap. We will see you right
Oh,
after
I was making fun of what Jake was saying.
Oh, okay. So
Walker
we will be
Buehler is
here
going to
right after
shove it
the
up your ass in New York.
there you go. Like I said, I'm a Phillies fan, so we're on the sidelines. I'm just looking for the over. That's what makes I don't have to root one way or the other. I just want to see runs. So pitcher carnage. So and the Dodgers have been very, very helpful with that. So we'll be here right after the Bengals game on Sunday. Hopefully we're blowing the victory horn, quacking the Mighty Ducks quacker, and I'm gonna say, "Hoo day, everybody! Take care."
Who dat?
Who dat?